Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Kody Brown's reaching out to his older kids. I think some of them, including sister wives Dawn, might never forgive him. Sister wives Kody Brown is trying to make peace with his older children, but so much has happened, and there's always the chance that his apologies won't be enough to change things for the better. Kody is not the man he once was. The bright-eyed, smiling gentleman of yesteryear is gone, and in his place, there is a jaded gaze, a harder, leaner face, and so much bitterness and suspicion. Despite this, Robyn Brown's husband possesses hints of tenderness. Extending the olive branch sends a hopeful message. In Sister Wives Season 19, Kody clashed with his exes over the as-yet unsold Coyote Pass land, stalling on a sale. Perhaps he was trying to get a rise out of them, or control them. However, later on, Kody enlarged Janelle and Mary Brown's shares in the patch of Arizona land. Then, he listed the property for sale. Each woman ended up with $305,000 in cold, hard cash. That windfall likely took the edge off the horrors of the past, namely, increasingly loveless spiritual unions. Kody recently made contact with his older kids. In the current Sister Wives installment, Kody said that he's been connecting with sister wives Michael T. Brown and two of his older sons. They were all in Utah together. The identities of the sons are still a mystery, but all of this bodes well. For years, he's been parroting the viewpoint that his children need to come to him to resolve things. Kody believed that it was their responsibility to heal the rifts with him, and this line of thinking seemed misguided. He is the parent, the one tasked with giving care and love. In fact, what his older children by other mothers seemed to resent the most was the fact that he isn't a safe place to fall. They want a father who's really there for them. If a father isn't present, how can he be an emotional safety net? This is the puzzle that Kody solves when he spends time with his kids. Kody's changing the game. By reaching out to his children, rather than waiting for them to make the first moves, he could win the game, sparking a new era of togetherness which might provide a lot of comfort to the middle-aged man. Season 19 hasn't exactly been a fun ride so far, as seen in the clip above. Kody is not a teenager anymore, and he needs to prioritize the strengthening of these precious bonds. However, it's possible that, despite genuine efforts to improve things, there's too much bad blood. Regardless, he should try, and if he fails, try again. Nothing is more important than making one's own child feel loved, safe, and respected. Kody, our man in Flagstaff, is no spy from a John le Carré novel. He would never be able to conceal his deep love. Everyone could see that he was bewitched by Robyn. While he might have benefited from concealing that painful truth, no one should have to go through life pretending. Of course, he didn't really have to. As soon as Robyn was a part of his life, Kody's cover was blown. He was blatantly a monogamous man trapped in a plural marriage. That caused him as well as the others a great deal of discomfort. Unfortunately, some of the others were children, who had to watch their father dote on a woman who wasn't their mother. They had to see their mom's tears, and jealousy, and disappointment. The look in her eyes when things weren't going well would be seared into her child's mind and memory. It would darken their view of their father. In fact, Kody believes this is true. He has said that his problems with his children are a byproduct of his love for Robyn. He feels he's being punished for preferring her, and maybe he is. He feels persecuted, but his loyalty to Robyn is absolute. However, free of the mental prison that is unwanted polygamy, Kody can soar. He does not need to pretend anymore. He can be himself with his kids. That kind of authenticity could change everything. While he shouldn't rub his happiness with Robyn in their faces, and perhaps their romance isn't so perfect anyway, he should let his children know who he really is. Now, in a traditional marriage, it should be easier for him to be real with his kids. As much as anything, seeing the real person under the mask is essential. To really know someone is the greatest comfort of all. Kody seems more honorable now. So, he has given his heart to one woman alone, and Kody did that long ago. However, when he relinquished some of his 97% share of the land, he seemed to be doing the honorable thing. Kody was experimenting with gentlemanly conduct, perhaps scared straight by Janelle and Mary's threats to lawyer up. I think this experiment is the right strategy. It is diplomatic, loving, and intelligent path forward. Above, Paydon shared a happy moment with other Brown kids, via Instagram. Kody should be in more of these types of photographs. For whatever reason, Kody decided to share the Coyote Pass money, quite a lot of money. This will probably make it easier for him to get back into the lives of his older children by non-Robyn mothers. For example, Janelle has, or had, serious money problems. Helping their mother by giving her over $300,000 is going to endear him to their children. Still, the sins of the past, if they are sins, will cast a long shadow. He is attempting to make things easier for Kody. He's been known for putting his children down in the past. For example, he once called Maddie Brown a gossip, which really inflamed her. She was told what he said by another child. For Kody to talk about his children behind their backs is a very bad move. That's a breach of trust and privacy. Kids need to be able to trust their parents. Perhaps things aren't as bad as all that with Kody. There could be less damage to repair. With Paydon Brown and Gwendolyn Brown, there are all issues that run very deep. Paydon outed his father as a COVID-19 anti-vaxxer, and Gwendolyn took to the airwaves to let the world know that her father is financially irresponsible. Although they are the children and he is the parent, these children also violated trust and privacy, harming their relationships with him. It's his job to take what they dish out, to look within, and to do better. Sister Wife's Kody Brown is on the right track. He's out of the loop that was holding him back, the repetitive negative thoughts that poisoned his mind, the shifting of blame, the retreating into ego. He's reaching out for more, and trying to go higher. This can only help him. I'm on Kody's side as he tries to control his own demons and stem the tide of bad blood. I think he can turn things around, don't you? Sister Wives Garrison Brown's death was sadly hijacked. Garrison Brown and his death affects everyone. Garrison Brown sadly passed away in March of 2024. He committed suicide, and this was a big shock for everyone. Garrison is the son of Janelle and Kody Brown. However, all of the wives helped raise him. So, this death hit hard for the entire family. Janelle has talked about how they knew Garrison was sad. However, they did everything they could to help him. It just was not enough. This was devastating and heartbreaking. On the other hand, following the break, they resumed filming on Sister Wives. The family discusses his passing and how it affected them at this point. While most had nice things to say about Garrison and the person he was, Kody talked about him a little differently. How, sadly, was his death manipulated? Fans think Garrison Brown's death was sadly hijacked. They think this because Kody made it all about him. This is not okay and fans are livid. I am not judging, but damn, Kody talks about himself a lot. Okay, I am judging, but still it's a lot about his grief and his feeling. Everybody else talked about how Garrison loved this or that and memories of him, and all he talked about was himself. Yeah, he did. It was I held him first. Comment that made me upset. LOL, what is that supposed to mean? How often do you change Kody's diapers? How many bedtime stories? How much support did you give through his life? I feel the exact same way. Kody dominated that Wyoming excursion. It feels like the burial was a storyline for him. I really can't stand to see or hear him speak anymore. And Robyn too. I think this is my last season. I am watching it right now and I am judging the fuck out of this man. It seems as though fans are tired of Kody making his death all about him. He could not come up with any fun memories or anything about Garrison. All he had to say was things about himself. This rubbed fans the wrong way. However, viewers do not love Kody or the way he treats people. So, this is not the biggest surprise ever for the show. What do you think about this? Do you believe that Kody took over Garrison's death? Sound off in the comments below. We would love to hear what you think about this. Sister Wives star Garrison Brown's burial in Wyoming and family update. The Sister Wives family is still very much mourning the loss of Garrison Brown. As the TLC stars try to navigate a life without one of their family members, Janelle Brown is opening up about their decision to lay her son to rest in Wyoming. Why did the Sister Wives family bury Garrison Brown in Wyoming? On the newest episode of Sister Wives, it didn't take too long for Kody Brown and Janelle to reach an agreement on where to bury their beloved son. The mother of 6 revealed, the Browns have deep roots in Wyoming. Both Kody's dad and my mom are buried there, and I want to bury Garrison next to my mom. For Janelle, Kody, and Garrison, the Equality State is very dear to all of their hearts. Janelle added, he was very much shaped by his experiences. You know, going for the summer, working there on the ranch. Maddie Brown also appeared on the small screen to back up her mother. Janelle's daughter shared that the location is like home for them, especially after multiple moves. Maddie tells viewers, Wyoming is probably the closest place we have to roots. It's home. We used to go every summer, and it was just like, you went to the ranch to learn how to work. It was simple for Janelle and Kody to pick the location of Garrison's final resting place. Additionally, you know, Kody would say, I just want to take him home. And I'm like, okay, I get that. Where are the Sister Wives clan from? Kody grew up in Lavelle, Wyoming. Further, he attended high school there and watched as his parents struggled with their own polygamous choices. All 3 of his first wives, Mary Brown, Janelle Brown, and Christine Brown, eventually resided in Wyoming, where a few of his older children were born. However, eventually, they moved to Lehi, Utah. The reason for the move to Utah is unknown, but as we know, Kody loves to move around the country on a whim. Across the state of Utah, an estimated 38,000 fundamentalist Mormons practice polygamy. Consequently, Kody and his wives were just a few of those members. Even though polygamists are rarely prosecuted for bigamy, it was a third-degree felony in Utah when the Browns decided to leave in the middle of the night. As fans learned, they were worried that the local police were investigating Kody. Kody also noted in Season 1 that he could be arrested for cohabitation. At the time, they shared one home with multiple living spaces. Even though years later, the local authorities claimed they never had an ongoing investigation, Kody felt the safest thing to do for his family was to relocate to Las Vegas. Even though settled, a few years later, Kody decided to uproot the entire family and move to Flagstaff, Arizona, which angered almost everyone. How is the Sister Wives family coping with the loss of Garrison Brown? Garrison died in March 2024. He was only 25. Sister Wives fans quickly learned that the cat lover took his own life after a night of drinking mixed with depression. Garrison was found the next morning by his brother, Gabriel Brown. The autopsy report conducted by the Coconino County Medical Examiner confirmed Garrison died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. And his death was ruled a suicide. The autopsy also revealed that Garrison had ethanol intoxication, better known as alcohol poisoning. The Sister Wives star's blood alcohol level was 0.307% while the legal limit in Arizona is 0.08%. Anything above 0.4% is considered potentially fatal. Kody and Janelle released a dual social media statement at the time of his death. It read, Kody and I are deeply saddened to announce the loss of our beautiful boy, Robert Garrison Brown. He was a bright spot in the lives of all who knew him. Our loss will leave such a big hole in our lives that it takes our breath away. We ask that you please respect our privacy and join us in honoring his memory. To make the heartbreak even worse, Garrison and Kody never smoothed over their feud. Now, the current episode shows the patriarch trying to reconcile with himself. Kody Brown, the polarizing patriarch from TLC's Sister Wives, is finally making overtures toward reconciliation with some of his older children. After years of strained relationships, emotional neglect, and favoritism, especially toward Robyn Brown and her children, Kody appears to be stepping out of his defensive cocoon. His recent attempts to reconnect with older kids like Michael T. and 2 of his sons mark a potential turning point. However, even with the best intentions, the road to forgiveness may be blocked by years of bitterness, emotional wounds, and broken trust. For some, like Paydon Brown, reconciliation may not be on the horizon at all. This essay explores Kody Brown's evolving attempts to reconnect with his older children, his past failures as a father, and the hurdles that make full forgiveness unlikely. While there are glimmers of hope, particularly in the form of land settlements and attempts at renewed communication, decades of pain and neglect don't disappear overnight. Some relationships, particularly those with children,